conference will now be recorded.
I'd like to call the Site Plan Review Committee to order for Tuesday, January 3rd. Roll call, please.
Mayor Kodowski.
Here.
Dennis Persick.
Here.
Dan Pamprin.
Here.
Gary Paul.
Here.
Andy Krowski.
Here.
And Dale Quinn.
Here.
Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And please keep the families of our men and women in your heart. Okay. I need an action on the agenda. I have no changes.
Make a motion.
Move to approve as presented.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The next one is the site plan minutes from December 6th, but I would like to amend those minutes. It says in the voting, the seconder, it says Chris Atkinson, village trustee. He was not a trustee at the time, so I just want that in the record that he was just a citizen member on that day. He became a trustee today, so
You need a motion on that then?
a motion to
Move
approve
to-
with that change.
Move to approve with the change of Chris Atkinson.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the amended minutes from the regular meeting of December 6th, 2022. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Number 6, review plans for the following locations. 6A, action regarding requested site plan review for the National Railroad Museum Lenfesty Center addition at 2285 South Broadway, parcel VA-115. Aaron.
All right, let me just bring the screen up here. There you go. Grafe, as agent for the applicant, has requested site plan review for the proposed 32,040 square foot addition on the east side of the existing Lenfesty Center at the National Railroad Museum. As you can see on the site plan, the addition is the area basically in light gray right here with the appurtenant patio concrete areas around it. In addition to the additional parking area with a biofilter and pathways around are being proposed for the overall site plan. The property is zoned P, public use, and the addition, the Railroad Museum, is certainly an approved use within that zoning district. In terms of the exterior materials, I'll scroll to the renderings for the property. This is the far eastern end, will be a glass wall system overlooking the Fox River, also enclosing the existing trains that are in there. As you can see, the primary material is a exterior wall panel, a metal wall panel. Under our code, of course, that is required to utilize concealed fasteners. Also under our code, we do require a minimum 3-foot masonry wainscot to protect the finish from damage. Additional renderings right here. You can see again the addition identified as C, the additional parking lot, paved driveway, drive lane, and the pathway around the building. Just another angle on the rendering. In terms of recommended conditions of approval for the proposed addition, use of fully concealed fasteners for the wall panels. A 3-foot masonry wainscot from finished elevation is required for metal panels on the first floor. Screen any new rooftop or ground mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundaries or public right-of-way. Submittal of photometric calculations to Community Development Department for review and approval. The catch-all meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all other applicable village ordinances. Note from engineering that all on-site private utilities are being used and relocated. From Also engineering in terms of stormwater management, submit calculations and revised stormwater management plan, verifying the water quality requirements will be met. From public safety, any fire hydrants that are moved or added are to have a hydrostatic test witnessed by a public safety official, fire inspector, et cetera, prior to project completion. Also from public safety, prior on-site discussion was had between fire inspection and project designers in regard to fire department access and hydrant placement location. It appears items discussed are being reflected on the site plan design submittal. Please pick up conversation with public safety so both sides can ensure the fire code requirements are being met per prior discussion. From forestry, submittal of a formal landscape plan to the village forester for review and approval, and we had no comment from Bike and Ped. If you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, representatives of GRAFE are here in the audience.
Okay, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns?
Pretty cool. Aaron, under forestry, submittal of landscaping plans to the village forester, is that common? I mean, if he approves it, it's a go, it doesn't have to be presented here?
Correct. Yep, that's, they got caught in a time crunch, and the reality is nothing's be planted for the next few months anyway, so
Yeah,
we
right.
certainly can wait for the submittal of that plan.
Okay. Nice addition to the National Railroad Museum. Only question I have, do they meet all parking requirements?
Yes, sir.
They do meet it. All right.
Right, they have quite a bit of parking in front,
Right.
their primary parking that they have there, and they are adding additional parking there to the north of the property.
Okay.
It's a beautiful addition.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's really, really attractive. Any other comments, concerns?
I'll make a motion to approve it with, I'll make a motion to approve it with staff
Second.
recommendations.
Okay, we have a motion and a second by Andy to approve with staff conditions. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. 6B, action regarding requested site plan review for the district poorhouse, 799 Mike McCarthy Way, VA-66-4-3. Karen?
All right, this is a requested site plan from Bayland Buildings and proprietor Tyler Smith, requesting site plan review for the redevelopment of an existing block building at 799 Mike McCarthy Way. As indicated on the site plan, the property does consist of this existing block building right here. Exterior improvements do include the addition of a exterior patio with fenced and gated egress paths, also some additional exterior overhead garage doors that you can see here, which will be accessible for the warmer weather months. On the renderings or the elevations, you can see here, this is the front. This does show the black railing system to enclose the patio for liquor license purposes. Materials on the exterior will remain primarily the same. It is that block. It will be painted different contrasting tones of gray, with a light gray on the first level and a darker gray on the upper level. You can also see then the overhead garage doors on this elevation, which is the, I believe, the north elevation, and the south elevation right here. So again, this is an existing building. There's also going to be an additional overhead garage door on, I believe that's the west elevation, east elevation, sorry. In terms of a couple other items, there are a total of 49 off-street parking spaces in the property for patrons of the business. Within this zoning district, there is no minimum, no specified minimum parking, but there's a requirement to submit a parking plan that really identifies how you'll handle basically your average and your peak demand parking. In addition to that, a minimum of 2 accessible parking spaces for ADA purposes, one of which is van accessible, will need to be depicted on the site plan. In terms of conditions of approval, recommended conditions of approval, screen any new rooftop or ground-mounted mechanical units visible from the property boundaries or public rights-of-way, submittal of a parking plan that identifies management of average and peak parking demands, submittal of a written plan to manage potential impacts on the surrounding neighborhoods and businesses and meeting the performance standards in village code. And that's a specific item for any bar, nightclub within this district. They do have to have that written plan under our zoning code. Designating at least 2 ADA parking spaces, at least one of which is van accessible, to meet all applicable requirements of the Ashwaubenon site plan review and all other applicable village ordinances. From engineering, submit utility plan to show the proposed water service to identify what size water service is specifically being requested. No comments from stormwater as the site is entirely impervious. From public safety, the Knox boxes to remain on the building, and current location appears to be ideal based off submitted site plan drawings. Check with public safety to be sure during construction. Also from public safety, all fire protection systems added or changed are to have acceptance tests witnessed by a public safety official, including required sprinkler system that is noted to be added. Sprinkler system should also have a hydrostatic test witnessed. No comments from forestry. From Bike and Ped, addition of bicycle parking meeting the standards of the Association of Pedestrian and Bicycle Professionals near the primary entrance per the Bike and Ped plan. One additional condition that I neglected to add on here is that because this is subject to liquor license approval by the village board, we'd add that condition onto the site plan as a condition, is liquor license approval by the village board. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, David O'Brien from Bayland and Tyler Smith, the proprietor, are also in the audience.
Okay. Any comments, questions? This is on the site plan.
So this is about 8,000 square foot building.
David, do you mind, or David or Tyler, do you mind stepping up?
About 8,000 square feet, 9,000 when you put adding the mezzanine in there.
So you are putting a mezzanine up there, Dave?
It's already there.
Above the restroom?
Yeah, everything that you see in there, if you go to the existing floor plan, we're not changing any of the interior walls. We're just knocking some out so we can put larger restrooms. Otherwise, that mezzanine is up there. Not active right now, but it can be used, mostly for mechanicals.
If anybody remembers the building, it's the old Peterbilt truck shop. It's been around forever. Person that owns it now used it for storage. They had a couple small businesses in there, but now it is what you're looking at. I don't have a problem with the building. It's an improvement on what it is. I guess my problem will be the next meeting that I'm at.
Okay. Anybody have any questions, comments? I mean, it meets site plan all ordinances and staff conditions are listed pretty clear, so.
I'll make a movement to approve the project as presented with the idea that it would be approved by the next committees that it has to go through, which will be plan board, it'll be public works, and it'll go to the village for the final okay.
So the site plan will go to Plan Commission and Village Board. The liquor license is a separate approval process.
That'll go to public works.
Right, it'll go to Public Works Protection and Village Board as a separate agenda
Plan
item.
board is the next one, too, that it's got to go to, which will be tonight. Both of them will be tonight, Plan Board and Public Works.
Correct.
Okay, so is that a motion, Gary?
That's a motion.
Do I have a second? I have a second. Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the site plan with the conditions of approval as set forth by the village staff and the okay of the liquor license. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, number 7, Aaron, department reports.
All right. We're all back in the office after a couple days off from all of us, which was greatly appreciated. Again, I've been here almost 6 years now. I keep thinking things are going to slow down in Ashwaubenon. It's not happening. I already have a full slate of anticipated site plan reviews and plan commission and village board items for January and February. So we will definitely have, I guess moving on to the next agenda item, we'll definitely have a site plan committee meeting, another one in this month on the 17th, I believe. And I would anticipate them in February as well.
Okay. Okay, we have items for next agenda taken care of, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
We have a motion by Andy, second by Dan Pampern to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, everybody.